Today we're going to make arroz con pollo, which is a Cuban rice and chicken dish. Before we begin, if we have long hair, we should tie it back. Put on your apron. And if you have any cuts on your hands or you just want to be sanitary, put on rubber gloves. For this recipe, we will need the following ingredients. 1/4 cup of olive oil, a pinch of saffron, 1 chopped onion, 1 chopped green bell pepper, 1½ cups of short grain rice, preferably Valencia rice, soaked for around 30 minutes. At least 6 cups of chicken stock, 4 cloves of minced garlic, 1 bay leaf, 1 8-ounce can of sweet peas, 1 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, some extra salt and pepper, 1½ teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of bijol powder, 1 beer, 3/4 teaspoon of oregano, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, a splash of white cooking wine, and 6 to 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You will also need a bottle opener, a can opener, a large pot, preferably a Dutch oven, and a wooden spoon. To begin, you're going to salt and pepper your chicken to taste. Now you're going to saute it in your vegetable oil, and that's 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil.
Get the oil warm.
Okay. You might want to try and coat the bottom of your pan pretty evenly. Spread the oil around like this. There we go. And we'll also spray around more as it heats up. Alright, now you're ready to add your chicken. I just need to show it sauté. Okay. Once your chicken is brown on the first side, you can flip it over to the other side and let it brown on that side. Once you've seared your chicken on both sides, you can remove it and put it back on its original plate. Don't worry if it sticks to your pan a little bit, that's totally normal. And also don't worry if you see any pink, this is also normal. You're going to properly cook it later with the rest of your ingredients. This is just about browning it. And if you have any skin, getting the skin nice and cooked. Now you're going to saute your onions and pepper and your olive oil with the rest of your spices. So add your olive oil. On low heat. Olive oil left in there. Go. And your peppers. And I like to give this a good stir before adding the rest of my spices. It's okay if there are little bits of chicken in there, just from being stuck to your pan. It's fine, you don't have to worry about that. Now you can add your other ingredients. Pinch your saffron, take a pinch, and then I like to kind of crush it between my fingers to help release the flavor. Your bijol, and you can also add your tomatoes now. But first, mix this all up so your spices don't get stuck in one spot. Notice everything turning yellow. Also, you can add your cooking wine. Just a splash. So here's your tomato sauce from the can. Make sure you get it all. You can use your spoon to just scrape it all out. And cover this. Once you've allowed this to simmer for 5 to 10 minutes, you're ready to re-add your chicken and add your chicken broth. Go on ahead and pour your juices in there too. Especially if you're using chicken with skin and bones, because that'll add a lot of extra flavor. And you can stir this and just make sure all your chicken is coated and kind of yellow. Now you're ready to add your broth. And this is 6 cups at least of broth. So my hands are really slippery, so I'm going to have to take off my glove for this. nice stir. And you're going to turn up your heat and bring this to a boil. You don't have to keep stirring this. You can just wait for it to come to a boil. And then after that, you're going to turn it down, cover it, and let it simmer for about 15 to 20 minutes. After you've allowed your dish to boil for a few minutes, you can reduce your heat, cover it, and allow it to simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Recording. Now that it's been about 10 minutes, you can start to see the rice getting thicker and softer. This is normal. It should be happening. Just keep stirring it occasionally. Alright, so if you look now, see how this is getting thick? And it's not even been 30 minutes yet, so I'm going to add a little more broth. Because what I don't want to happen is I do not want this to get pasty and the chicken and rice not to get cooked and soft. So I'm just going to water it down a little bit. Also, you need to be mindful, sometimes it won't take as long as 45 minutes or 40 minutes to cook, and you also need to be careful that your rice doesn't burn to the bottom of your pan, because burnt rice isn't a lot of fun. So keep stirring and stir slowly and occasionally. Right. Now that your rice is soft and your chicken is cooked, and it should look about like this, you can add more broth or cook it for a little longer if it's too watery or too pasty. And once it looks like this, you can add your beer and your peas. So fold this in, be gentle or your peas will fall apart. And you're going to want to let this rest for about 15 minutes. Take it off of your heat. It'll continue to cook in the pot. And that'll just cook off the alcohol in the beer. And let the rice absorb the extra moisture. Yep. Once you've allowed it to rest for 15 minutes, you can take out your bay leaf. You might have to sift through to look for it, but don't eat the bay leaf because it's not good for you. Arroz con pollo is a dish served great alone or garnished with pimentos and served with asparagus.